Hi everybody, welcome back to How I Got Out. This is JF. I appreciate all the comments and the people that have subscribed to the channel. It's going well and I think people are sharing it, so thank you for that. The last episode we had left off, I had explained how I was trying to hide myself out inside a career that I was struggling to find, and I had finally found that. So that career was in television broadcasting. It was the perfect fit for me because it was long hours, so I had that excuse to tell people that I don't have a girlfriend right now because I'm concentrating on my career. So it was a perfect fit for me, and it was working quite well. In and around that time, there was this new invention that was coming up, and it was the internet.
You've got mail.
I was starting to realize that it was easier and easier to find out about gay topics and search those things anonymously. And that's what I started doing. I started chatting with people online, and eventually I heard people talking about chat rooms. I started chatting, and it started to feel really good because I was able to somewhat express myself a little bit. To some of you watching, you've always had the internet in your life, right? Whenever there's a doubt about something, we can go on to a search engine, find what we're looking for, and it's easy to find information. Back then, it was a lot harder. You had to actually go and see people and ask questions face to face. A lot of the questions that I was asking people online was, it was almost as dumb as asking them, do you like guys as well? You know, it was as dumb as that. People were saying, well, yeah, I'm in this chat room, da 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 da. But I was trying to ask them a lot of clarifications. I'm like, oh, do you just like guys, or do you like girls as well a little bit, and da 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 da. And most of all, guys were saying, no, I'm attracted to guys, and that's it. So that clarified a little bit the aspect of like, oh, if you just had feelings for guys, well, you must have been gay, or if you just had feelings for girls, oh, well, you just, you were straight, basically. I did speak to some guys that were attracted to girls as well, but not as much. So I understood that there was like a variance in there. There was this one particular guy, his name was Brent. We started chatting, and he lived in New York City. Which is a city that I wanted to go visit very, very badly. I've always been interested in that city, and I still love that city today. We exchanged pictures, which was very complicated. I think what I liked the most about Brent is that he listened a lot, and I told him a lot about the confusion that I had, the crushes that I've had in the past, and the crushes that I had in that present moment as well. He's like, I totally understand that. He had actually just came out to his parents, and he was in his like mid-30s. So we had that in common, and he had told me, I remember, he was like, you don't have to tell your parents right away. You can tell them a lot later if you want. Just try to understand what you're going through, and it's normal. And he was just a really cool counselor almost. The fact that he was older than me, the fact that he was super supportive, and he had already gone through what I had gone through. And I always used a little bit Brent's influence with other people, not necessarily on gay subjects or gay topics, but I've always tried to be a little bit like he was for me, for others as well. So it taught me a lot of really cool lessons, and I wish that we would have kept in touch. He answered a lot of the basic questions that were killing me. When did you start having feelings for guys? How did you deal with the people that you had fallen for? Who did you talk to? Are there any places that I can go to talk about? He had suggested you should find out in your area if there are any youth services where I can go and talk. And I did find some, but I never went because I was too much of a chicken. We talked about his past relationships. We talked about sex as well, for sure. Trying to understand how everything works, I guess. No, he was a really sweet guy. I was planning on actually going to visit him. He wasn't pushing me to come and see him because, think about it, back then, this was 97, 96. For an 18, 19-year-old guy to tell his parents, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take my brand new car and I'm gonna drive down to New York City. That wasn't super plausible in my eyes, and what I would have told my parents to actually go down there and do this. Driving to New York City without any like Google Maps or anything like that, that would have been very, very complicated to do. So I started looking at how I was gonna go down there with maps and stuff like that. Finally, when it was starting to get a little bit more serious in the fact that I was actually considering doing this, I chickened out and I didn't go. And I told him, Brent, that I wasn't going to come down. He was disappointed because he was looking forward to meeting me, and I was looking forward to going down there to New York City, but it was just, in my head, it was too much of a big thing to do. But I did keep on chatting with him, and I think we just lost touch of each other. And that was a big moment in my life, because just being able to look online and look for things and talking to people, it took away a lot of the burdens that I had on my back. I was able to be with or chat with other people that were going through the same thing I was. So that made a big difference. So what I want everybody to do is, if somebody approaches you online and asks you some questions about their sexuality or anything in that realm of topics, try and be there for them and answer their questions and be patient, because you might be the only lifeline that they have. You might be the only option that this person is looking for answers and just some clarifications, or just maybe a listening ear. I think it's important, especially for people that are older and have experience, share that knowledge with those people, because that's basically, they're just looking for answers and they need guidance, and I think it's important. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, don't forget to subscribe, share, and watch the other episodes if you haven't seen them. More importantly, don't forget to always be yourself.